Raila Amolo Odinga is a name that echoes through the valleys of Kenya and through the cities of Kenya for more than 4 decades. He has been a political prisoner, a member of parliament, a government minister, and a prime minister. His journey is one of immense struggle, personal sacrifice, and relentless ambition. To his followers, he is Baba, father, a hero. To his opponents, a divisive populist. Understanding his life is essential to understanding modern Kenya itself. Raila Amolo Odinga was born on January 7, 1945, into a family destined for a central role in the nation's political drama. His father was Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, a chieftain of the Luo people, and a key leader in the fight for independence. Growing up, Raila was surrounded by political discussions. He learned that leadership was not just a title, but a profound responsibility to one's people. This early exposure to the harsh realities of political struggle against an oppressive state left a permanent mark, shaping his understanding of power and justice. He excelled in his studies, particularly in science and mathematics, at Miranda High School, one of the best schools in the region. In 1962, at the age of 17, he received a scholarship to study mechanical engineering in East Germany. Living behind the Iron Curtain, he witnessed the workings of a socialist state, its social welfare achievements, but also its severe restrictions on freedom. This experience gave him a nuanced view of political ideologies and his first taste of grassroots leadership. The political climate in Kenya grew repressive in the early 1980s. In 1982, the constitution was amended, making Kenya a one-party state. On August 1, 1982, junior officers from the Kenya Air Force attempted a coup. It was crushed within hours. In the aftermath, the Moi regime launched a brutal crackdown. Raila Odinga, accused of involvement, was arrested and charged with treason. He was held for 6 years without trial, often in solitary confinement. The iron bars and concrete walls did not break him. They forged him into a symbol of resistance. Released in 1988, his freedom was short-lived. He was placed under constant surveillance by the state security apparatus. His movements were tracked, his phone calls monitored. Life outside prison became a different kind of confinement. He continued to agitate for reform, and in 1990 he was arrested again. After his release in 1991, fearing for his life, he planned a daring escape. Disguised as a priest, he fled to Uganda and eventually to Norway, where he was granted political asylum. Exile meant to silence him, instead amplified his voice globally. Raila returned to Kenya in early 1992, a hero of the Second Liberation. He immediately joined his father in the main opposition movement, Ford. He won the Lang'ata parliamentary seat, using his new platform to challenge the government and expose corruption, quickly establishing himself as a formidable debater. After his father's death in 1994, a power struggle split the party. Raila left and later made his first run for the presidency in 1997, coming in a respectable third. In a move that stunned the nation, Raila began a period of cooperation with President Moi, arguing it was a pragmatic way to influence policy from within. He was appointed to the cabinet as Minister for Energy, his first major government role. Many believe this positioned him to succeed Moi, but that expectation was shattered. In 2002, Moi bypassed Raila and endorsed Uhuru Kenyatta as his chosen successor.
Feeling betrayed, Raila led a rebellion from KANU and, in a famous declaration, endorsed opposition leader Mwai Kibaki, shouting, "Kibaki Tosha!" On-screen rally shout, "Kibaki Tosha!"
This formed the National Rainbow Coalition, NARC, which won a landslide victory in 2002, sparking euphoric celebrations across a united nation. However, a pre-election promise to make Raila a powerful prime minister was not honored, leading to a bitter fallout. The reformist dream collapsed. The battleground became the 2005 constitutional referendum. Raila led the No campaign against the government's draft and won a decisive victory. As the 2007 election approached, the country was deeply polarized. The vote counting became chaotic, and Raila's lead began to disappear under suspicious circumstances. Amidst allegations of rigging, Kibaki was declared the winner. The announcement triggered a wave of widespread violence, pushing Kenya to the brink of civil war. International mediation led by Kofi Annan resulted in the National Accord, creating a power-sharing grand coalition government with Raila as Prime Minister. Despite its challenges, the coalition's most lasting legacy was the delivery of a new progressive constitution in 2010, a promise finally fulfilled. In the 2013 election, Raila's third presidential bid, new biometric technology failed on a massive scale. His opponent, Uhuru Kenyatta, was declared the winner. Instead of calling for mass protests, Raila chose the constitutional path, challenging the result at the Supreme Court, which ultimately upheld the victory. In 2017, after another disputed election, the Supreme Court made a decision unprecedented in Africa. It nullified the presidential result, citing massive illegalities. Raila boycotted the repeat election, arguing the system hadn't been fixed. The country was once again dangerously polarized. Then, in a move that shocked the nation, the two rivals publicly shook hands, ending the political crisis and beginning a new period of cooperation. This alliance led to Raila's fifth presidential bid in 2022, this time with the backing of the sitting president. He presented himself as an elder statesman. After another tight and disputed race, the Supreme Court upheld the victory of his opponent, William Ruto. Today, as an elder statesman, he remains the leader of the opposition, continuing to hold the government to account and shape public discourse. Raila Odinga's legacy is complex and will be debated for generations. His journey is a living document of Kenya's painful walk toward a more open society. To millions, he is the father of Kenya's second liberation, the driving force behind the 2010 constitution and a champion for the marginalized. His critics, however, point to the political instability that followed contested elections and view his alliances as acts of either pragmatism or betrayal. A patriot to some, a populist to others, a central actor to all. He has been at the heart of nearly every major political event for half a century. Whether as a prisoner, a prime minister, or a presidential candidate, Raila Odinga's story is inextricably woven into the fabric of Kenya, an enduring enigma.